Hello, my name is Mohammad Manan. Today I'm going to talk about the radiations that are emitted from our mobile phones and other gadgets. So before that, do we know something about the international guidelines? According to the international guidelines, these gadgets are operated and designed up to a certain measures. These guidelines are given up to a certain reference levels known as SAR, specific absorption rate. Now, what's that? Let's see in a video.
Specific absorption rate is a measure of how much power a certain volume or mass of a tissue is able to absorb, and that translates directly to amount of heat that builds up over time.
Well, in this video, we are going to investigate more about these radiations, and is there a really need to be worried about? Let's see.
To start off my investigation, I'm hitting the streets to find out how many of us actually know what radio frequency electromagnetic field is all about. You may not realize it, but there's a section of our phone titled RF exposure. It contains quite a fair bit of information about radiations. I've printed the information and it's a lot of fine print to read.
Can I ask you a few questions about your phone?
Yeah.
Actually, do you know, are you aware about the radiations that come out of your phone?
Yeah.
No, not actually.
Never. Are they deadly?
Yeah, that's a good question. So, have you seen this before? Ever seen this before?
No.
What is it actually about?
This page is actually present in your phone also as an RF exposure title. This warns us about the radiations that comes out of your phone. So, have you come across it ever?
Never.
They also recommend you to use a hands-free option. So, did you ever use that?
Yeah, I have used hands-free option also.
Okay. Can I show you something?
Yes.
Can you open your phone, please? Have you ever came across the warnings on the radiations on your phone?
What kind of?
Like, go to your settings. There, go to your general.
General.
Yeah, then legal and regulatory. Yes, then RF exposure. Look, here they actually show you about the radiations that come out of your phone, and it can affect your health also. So they also suggest you wearing an hands-free. Did you use that?
Yes, I use.
Okay, thank you. As I discovered, many people are like me, not quite knowing what RF, EMF and SAR values are all about. As we know, all our devices have SAR values around 0.8 or 1. But the maximum permissible limits of SAR is 1.6. So should we conclude that all our devices, all our gadgets are safe? The answer is no. It's because when these companies test the mobile phones, they don't test it the way actually people use it. We often keep our gadgets and mobile phones in very close proximity to our body tissue. But these mobile phones, these mobile companies, they keep a minimum distance of 5 mm or 10 mm, and even Samsung keeps it for 15 mm. If these companies will test the mobile phones at their particular distance or in very close proximity to our body tissue, none of them will pass the test.
Over 200 studies and research were conducted on animals and humans suggesting potential harm. Everything from behavioral change to DNA damage and sperm abnormalities, all at radiation level below what phones were tested for.
It's not just our mobile phones, but all those devices which actually require RF-EMF signals come in the same category. So, but as these devices that use RF-EMF signals to transmit those radiations, those are the devices we should be most worried about. For example, our mobile phones, our laptops, our smartwatches, our Wi-Fi routers. So these devices actually use radio frequency electromagnetic fields to transmit those signals. So as the latest evidence, they also say that these cell phones and these radiations, they are a possible human carcinogen. So studies suggest that a person who actually uses these phones and these type of gadgets for approximately 10 years or more have a severe risk of developing a brain tumor, a type of a brain tumor, a malignant brain tumor known as glioblastoma. Meanwhile, some countries actually are developing a type of certain measures to protect their children, their pregnant women.
For example, Canada, Israel, and Belgium all have laws prohibiting mobile phone advertising to young children below the age of 14. In France, labels on cell phone cases come with warnings about radiations as well as instructions to keep the device away from the abdomen of the pregnant women.
Now, why is it so? When we talk about an anatomy of a child head, we see that a child head has a thinner skull. So a child's head can absorb 10 times more radiation than an adult skull. So like I have seen myself, I've experienced a lot of toddlers, a lot of children with mobile phones in their mouth.
Recently, I came across this incident where a small child had such a terrible experience which was caused by nothing other than these radiations.
This brings us to an end, knowing all the effects and harms of these radiations on our bodies and especially on children and toddlers. So, which obviously is unknowingly caused by these devices. So that was pretty much up. Thank you for watching. Stay safe.